There's a delivery method for performance-enhancing compounds that's so effective it can produce noticeable effects within 10 to 15 minutes. Yet, most men have never even considered using it. This method bypasses your digestive system entirely, delivering active ingredients directly into your bloodstream through the highly absorbent tissue under your tongue. When you place specific powders under your tongue before intimate activity, the rapid absorption creates such powerful vascular and neurological effects that your capability, stamina, and overall performance can transform dramatically. This isn't about swallowing pills and waiting an hour. This is about strategic sublingual delivery that works faster and more powerfully than almost any other method. Hello everyone, I'm Doctor, and today we're exploring something that represents a breakthrough in how men can support their intimate function through strategic supplementation. We're talking about specific powders that when placed under your tongue and allowed to dissolve, are absorbed directly through the mucous membranes into your bloodstream, creating rapid and profound effects on blood flow, arousal response, and overall capability. This sublingual delivery method has been used in medicine for decades for medications that need to work quickly, and we're now applying the same principle to natural compounds that support male function. The first powder you need to know about is L-arginine in its pure powder form. L-arginine is the direct precursor to nitric oxide production, and nitric oxide is the master signaling molecule that controls vasodilation and blood flow. When you consume L-arginine orally by swallowing it, much of it gets broken down by enzymes in your digestive tract before it ever reaches your bloodstream. This is called first-pass metabolism, and it significantly reduces the amount of arginine that's actually available to produce nitric oxide. When you place L-arginine powder under your tongue, it's absorbed directly through the sublingual mucosa, bypassing your digestive system and liver. This means far more of the arginine reaches your bloodstream intact and is available for conversion to nitric oxide. The absorption through sublingual tissue is remarkably fast, with peak blood levels occurring within 15 to 20 minutes compared to 60 to 90 minutes for oral ingestion. Here's how to use L-arginine powder sublingually for optimal results. Measure approximately 500 to 1,000 milligrams of pure L-arginine powder. Place this powder directly under your tongue and hold it there without swallowing. The powder will begin dissolving in your saliva, and you'll notice a slightly bitter amino acid taste. Keep the dissolved powder under your tongue for at least 2 minutes, ideally 3 to 5 minutes to maximize absorption through the mucous membranes. After this holding period, you can swallow whatever remains. The timing matters significantly. Use this sublingual L-arginine protocol 20 to 30 minutes before anticipated intimate activity. This timing ensures that nitric oxide production is ramping up precisely when you want maximum vascular responsiveness. Many men report noticeable improvements in their ability to achieve readiness and maintain capability when using this pre-activity protocol. The second powerful sublingual powder option is L-citrulline. Citrine is an amino acid that your body converts to arginine, and in many ways it's actually superior to taking arginine directly. When you consume citrine, it's converted to arginine in your kidneys. And this kidney-derived arginine bypasses the breakdown that gut-derived arginine experiences. This means citrine supplementation often produces higher and more sustained arginine levels than arginine supplementation itself. Sublingual citrine combines the benefits of citrine's superior conversion to arginine with the rapid absorption advantage of sublingual delivery. When you place citrine powder under your tongue, it's quickly absorbed into your bloodstream where it begins the conversion process to arginine, which then produces nitric oxide. The effects are both rapid and sustained, providing an immediate boost followed by continued support over the next several hours. To use L-citrulline sublingually, measure approximately 100 to 2,000 milligrams of pure citrulline powder. Place it under your tongue and hold for 3 to 5 minutes before swallowing. The taste is slightly bitter, but generally more tolerable than arginine. Use this protocol 30 to 45 minutes before activity for optimal timing, as the conversion process from citrine to arginine to nitric oxide takes slightly longer than direct arginine supplementation. Now let's talk about a more advanced option that combines multiple compounds in a synergistic pre-intimacy formula. This involves creating a custom powder blend that you can pre-mix and have ready for sublingual use whenever needed. A powerful combination includes L-arginine, L-citrulline, and additional compounds that enhance absorption and effectiveness. One such compound is piperine, which is the active compound in black pepper. Piperine dramatically enhances the absorption of many substances by inhibiting certain enzymes that break down nutrients in the digestive tract and by increasing the permeability of the intestinal lining. While we're using sublingual delivery to bypass the digestive tract, piperine still enhances absorption through the sublingual mucosa and supports the bioavailability of the amino acids once they enter your bloodstream. A synergistic sublingual blend might contain 500 milligrams of L-arginine, 100 mg of L-citrulline, and 5 milligrams of piperine. Mix these powders together thoroughly and store in an airtight container. When you're ready to use it, measure approximately 1 1/2 g of the blend. Place it under your tongue and hold for 3 to 5 minutes before swallowing. The third powerful sublingual option is niacin, also known as vitamin B3, specifically in the immediate release form. Niacin causes dramatic vasodilation throughout your entire body, producing what's called the Niacin flush. This flush is characterized by wringing of the skin, a sensation of warmth, and sometimes tingling. While the flush can be intense and uncomfortable for some people, it indicates that powerful vasodilation is occurring. And this increased blood flow extends to all tissues, including those involved in male function. When you take Niacin sublingually, the absorption is rapid and the flush occurs quickly, typically within 10 to 20 minutes. This rapid onset allows you to time the peak vasodilation effect precisely when you want maximum blood flow. The key with niacin is starting with lower doses to assess your tolerance for the flush sensation and gradually increasing to the dose that provides benefit without excessive discomfort. To use Niacin sublingually, start with 25 to 50 milligrams of immediate release Neo in powder. Place it under your tongue and hold for 2 to 3 minutes. You can expect to feel the flush beginning within 10 to 15 minutes. If this dose is well tolerated, you can gradually increase to 50 to 100 milligrams for more pronounced effects. Use this protocol 20 to 30 minutes before anticipated activity. It's important to note that the Niacin flush, while harmless, can be quite intense and might not be appropriate immediately before intimate activity if you find it distracting or uncomfortable. Some men prefer to use niacin as a daily supplement to support overall vascular health rather than as an acute pre-activity intervention. The regular use of niacin has been shown to improve cholesterol profiles and support endothelial function benefits that accumulate over time. Let's discuss beetroot powder as another sublingual option. Beetroot is rich in dietary nitrates, which your body converts to nitric oxide through a different pathway than the arginine pathway. When you place beetroot powder under your tongue, the nitrates are absorbed quickly and begin conversion to nitric oxide within minutes. This provides a complementary boost to the arginine and citrulline pathways, creating comprehensive support for nitric oxide production through multiple mechanisms. To use beetroot powder sublingually, measure approximately 1 to 2 g of organic beetroot powder. Place it under your tongue and hold for 3 to 5 minutes. The taste is earthy and slightly sweet, and most men find it quite palatable. Use this 30 to 60 minutes before activity. Beetroot powder can be used alone or combined with arginine and citrulline for synergistic effects. A comprehensive pre-intimacy sublingual formula might combine arginine, citrulline, beetroot powder, and a small amount of piperine for enhanced absorption. A typical blend would include 500 milligrams L-arginine, 100 mg L-citrulline, 100 mg beetroot powder, and 5 milligrams piperine. This creates a powerful multi-pathway approach to enhancing nitric oxide production and blood flow. Now let's talk about pine bark extract powder as a sublingual option. Pine bark extract contains proanthocyanidins that have been extensively studied for their effects on vascular function and male capability. These compounds improve endothelial function, protect nitric oxide from degradation, and enhance overall vascular responsiveness. When delivered sublingually, pine bark extract provides rapid support for the vascular changes necessary for optimal function. To use pine bark extract sublingually, measure approximately 100 to 200 milligrams of standardized pine bark extract powder. Place it under your tongue and hold for 3 to 5 minutes. The taste is slightly astringent and woody, but generally tolerable. Use this 20 to 30 minutes before activity for optimal timing. Let's discuss horny goat extract powder, which contains arin, a compound that functions as a mild PDE5 inhibitor, similar to pharmaceutical options, but much gentler when delivered. Sublingually, is absorbed rapidly and begins exerting its effects on the enzyme systems that control blood flow within 15 to 20 minutes. To use horny goat extract sublingually, you need a standardized extract powder that contains a high percentage of icaritin, ideally 20% or higher. Measure approximately 300 to 500 milligrams of this standardized extract. Place it under your tongue and hold for 3 to 5 minutes. The taste is herbal and slightly bitter. Use this 30 to 45 minutes before activity. Now let's address the technique for optimal sublingual absorption because doing this correctly makes an enormous difference in effectiveness. The tissue under your tongue, called the sublingual mucosa, is thin and highly vascularized, meaning it has extensive blood vessel networks just below the surface. When you place powder on this tissue and allow it to dissolve in your saliva, the active compounds diffuse through the mucosa and directly into these blood vessels. The key is holding the dissolved powder under your tongue without swallowing for as long as possible, ideally 3 to 5 minutes. This gives maximum time for absorption. Moving the liquid around gently with your tongue can increase surface area contact and enhance absorption. Avoid eating or drinking anything immediately before or during the sublingual administration, as this can dilute the active compounds and reduce absorption. After the holding period, you can swallow whatever remains. While this residual will be absorbed through your digestive tract more slowly, it still contributes to the overall effect. Some men prefer to spit out the residual if the taste is unpleasant, though swallowing it maximizes the total dose absorbed. Let's talk about creating a comprehensive pre-intimacy routine that incorporates sublingual powder delivery along with other supportive practices. The ideal timeline might look like this: 60 minutes before anticipated activity, consume a glass of mineral water to ensure optimal hydration and electrolyte status. 30 minutes before, use your chosen sublingual powder protocol, whether that's arginine, citrine, a combination blend, or one of the other options we've discussed. 20 minutes before, perform some light physical movement or stretching to increase overall circulation. 10 minutes before, practice some deep breathing exercises to activate your parasympathetic nervous system and reduce any performance anxiety. This comprehensive routine addresses multiple aspects of optimal function, hydration and electrolyte balance, direct vascular support through sublingual compounds, circulatory activation through movement, and nervous system optimization through breathing. Each element supports the others, creating conditions for peak performance. Now let's discuss the quality considerations for sublingual powders. Purity is absolutely critical when you're placing something directly on the mucous membranes of your mouth. You want pharmaceutical grade or food grade powders from reputable suppliers who provide certificates of analysis confirming purity and absence of contaminants. Avoid products with fillers, binders, or additives that might interfere with absorption or cause irritation. For amino acids like arginine and citrine, look for products labeled as pharmaceutical grade or USP verified. These designations indicate high purity standards. For herbal extracts like pine bark or horny goat, choose products that specify the active compound content and provide standardization information. This ensures you're getting consistent and reliable doses of the beneficial compounds. Store your sublingual powders in airtight containers in a cool, dry location. Exposure to moisture can cause clumping and may degrade some active compounds. Keep them away from heat and direct light. Properly stored, most powders remain stable and potent for a year or longer. Let's address the expected timeline of effects with sublingual delivery. For acute use before anticipated activity, you should notice effects beginning within 15 to 30 minutes, depending on which powder you're using. Arginine and niacin tend to work most quickly within 15 to 20 minutes. Citrulline and herbal extracts may take slightly longer, 20 to 30 minutes, as they work through slightly more complex pathways. The peak effects typically occur 30 to 60 minutes after sublingual administration and can last for several hours. This extended duration means you don't need to time things perfectly to the minute. As long as you use your sublingual powder in the general time frame of 20 to 45 minutes before activity, you'll experience the benefits during your intimate encounter. For cumulative benefits with regular use, many men notice baseline improvements within 1 to 2 weeks. Better overall vascular function, enhanced baseline capability, and improved confidence are commonly reported. By 4 to 6 weeks of regular use, whether daily or several times per week, the benefits typically become quite pronounced as vascular health improves progressively. Now let's discuss safety considerations. The compounds we've discussed are generally very safe when used at the recommended doses. However, sublingual delivery does result in higher peak blood concentrations than oral ingestion, so it's important to start with lower doses to assess your individual response. Arginine and citrine are extremely safe with very few side effects at the doses we're discussing. Some people experience mild digestive upset if they swallow large amounts, but sublingual use minimizes this issue. Niacin causes the characteristic flush, which while harmless can be uncomfortable. Start with low doses and increase gradually to find your tolerable level. Herbal extracts like pine bark and horny goat are also generally safe, but can potentially interact with certain medications, particularly blood thinners or blood pressure medications. If you're taking any medications, check with your healthcare provider before using these compounds. Men with low blood pressure should use caution with compounds that promote vasodilation, as they could potentially lower blood pressure further. Monitor how you feel and discontinue use if you experience dizziness or lightheadedness. Let's talk about the cost effectiveness of sublingual powder protocols. Pure powder forms of these compounds are significantly less expensive than commercial tablets or capsules. A kilogram of L-citrulline powder, for example, costs approximately $40 to $60 and provides 500 to 1,000 doses, depending on how much you use per serving. This brings the peruse cost down to just a few cents. Compare this to commercial pre-workout supplements or male enhancement products that might cost $2 to $3 per serving, and the value of using pure powders becomes clear. You're getting the active compounds without paying for proprietary blends, fancy packaging, or marketing costs. Creating your own custom blends allows you to tailor the formula to your specific needs and preferences while maintaining cost effectiveness. You can experiment with different combinations and ratios to find what works best for your individual physiology. Finally, let's address how sublingual powder protocols fit into a comprehensive approach to male health and intimate function. These rapid delivery methods for acute performance support work best when combined with foundational health practices that support long-term vascular and hormonal health. Think of sublingual powders as your acute intervention tool, something you use strategically when you want optimal function, while other practices like nutrition, regular physical activity, stress management, and adequate sleep provide the foundation. The psychological benefit of having a reliable pre-intimacy protocol cannot be overstated. Knowing you have a strategy that works, that you can implement your sublingual powder routine and trust that your vascular system will respond dramatically reduces performance anxiety. This reduction in anxiety itself improves function through the mind-body connection, creating a positive feedback loop where physical preparation reduces mental worry and reduced worry enhances physical capability. Thanks for watching today. If you found this valuable, please subscribe for more evidence-based strategies for optimizing intimate health and overall vitality. Until next time, this is Doctor reminding you that the fastest path to enhanced capability often involves the most direct delivery methods,